World premiere.
This is 50 Cent.
This is author Janaea Black.
Jim Winston.
Victoria Rao. Tiffany Montgomery, the author of The Millionaire.
Yo, Black Press Radio was jumping off right now. This is the world's greatest DJ, the Kid Capri. BlackPressRadio.com. Real serious on your internet radio dial, player.
This is Mama Pain, T-Pain's mom, and you are listening to BlackPressRadio.com.
Smile for me, baby.
For BlackPressRadio.com, I'm DC Livers. We're here live in cyberspace for part 2 of our Hip Hop Mom series. First, we talked with Mama Pain, the mother of T-Pain, and now we're going to talk to Mama Neyo. Of course, you know, she has her own name and life and everything, and we're going to learn all about her today, as well as what it's like to raise a famous hip-hop son. So tell us your name and what you do, you know, like besides being the famous mother of a famous son.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Loraine Smith, and currently I am serving as the honorary chair of the Compound Foundation, which is my son's foundation that deals with at-risk and disadvantaged children in the child welfare system, foster homes and group home children. I am also an aspiring author and starting a publishing company. My first book with the publishing company should be out in 2010, and I'm also a part of the team of moms that are putting together this talk show called Dinner Table Discussion.
So you guys going to take over where Oprah left off? Well, since Oprah is leaving, you know, there's going to be a hole in television. What's your show going to be like, and will the same type of audience be attracted to your show?
Well, with Oprah leaving, you know, it would be great if we could fill that spot. I hope that doesn't sound too ambitious, but our show is basically going to be dealing with, you know, relevant issues that are happening in people's everyday lives. Because I have an association with the Compound Foundation, my platform will always be child welfare and child care. Issues like, you know, what happens in the foster care system, how children age out of foster care without having proper tools, child abuse issues, changing legislation to make sure that we have facilities for child abuse. Just things like that. There's going to be a myriad of different topics that we'll discuss, but we definitely want to bring some information to people and bring awareness to some important issues that go on today.
Okay. Why is this particular topic, child abuse and child advocacy, why is it so important to you?
It's important to me because, you know, I didn't suffer through a lot of some of the horrendous things that we hear about happening to children today. But, you know, I could have had a better childhood. What happens to children has always been a passion of mine, and making sure that they have a better life, you know. So many children are suffering these days, and they're going without the attention that they need from their parents. And, you know, I strongly believe in the saying that it takes a village to raise a child, and I've always just had a love of children, and I want to be a part of that village to make our children's lives better. I truly believe that children are our future. Wow. You know, and so we have to make sure that they're great going up so that they can take care of us after they get up.
And so you, of course, raised a famous child. Is he an only child? Is it? Does he have siblings?
He does. He has a sister, Nicole. Those are my only two. And they've always enjoyed a very close relationship. I'm very happy about that. So, you know, just those are my two babies, but I've helped to raise nieces and nephews, and, you know, I was a neighborhood mom and that type of thing.
Oh, okay, all right. What's it like being the mom of Neyo? I mean, is it every day that you know, have to answer the question, what was he like as a baby? I mean, what is it like for you raising two children and one goes off to just do unbelievable things?
Well, you know, it's a roller coaster ride, to be perfectly honest with you. The majority of the time it's definitely up and happy, you know, but it's still very new to me. My son has done well in a short period of time, and while I knew, you know, when he was growing up that he would do something like what he's done, I was not necessarily prepared, you know, for what his celebrity would bring in, you know, in my life with regard to changes, be they positive or negative. So, I mean, it's amazing to watch him and watch him be adored, you know, by the world, basically. But it's also very scary at times. So, you know, it's a roller coaster ride.
Wow, I've actually met him and interviewed him several times, and the one thing that's always stuck out about me is he's so mannerable. You know, he's just, you know, that doesn't happen a lot in Hollywood. I usually hate the red carpet because of the people that I have to deal with on it. But he's really mannerable. How did that come about? I mean, what was your secret?
Well, I don't know that it was a secret. It's just that I always treated both of my children with a level of respect, and I expect that same level of respect and above, from them. When they were very young, I used to tell them they could say whatever they wanted to say to me as long as they said it in a respectful way, and so I'm sure that was challenging for them at times, but they always stepped up to the plate, you know what I mean? He's just a very calm and loving soul. He's got that type of spirit. He's always been very level-headed, and very understanding. And, I like to think that had something to do with the fact that he grew up, with mom, and, he just developed into a very caring and compassionate man. He knows how to treat people and how to expect to be treated by people.
Were you a single mom?
I'm proud of that. As a matter of fact, I was. That was not the plan. I divorced their dad when they were approximately 5 and 7. Actually married very young. And so, my plan was not to raise my children alone, having been raised by a single mom. But, that's the way it turned out. And we had a lot of rough times, and we referred to us as, the Three Musketeers, and we got through it. But we had some struggles, yeah.
Wow, you did great. And like I said, he's very mannerable, and all of those journalists that are listening, we all know we've dealt with him in the past, and it's usually pleasurable. When did you know that he had a voice that was going to kind of change the world?
Like I said, I always knew that he was going to do something, and he was going to do it in a big way. He always had a lot of energy, and when he was younger, I actually decided to turn that energy into something positive as opposed to something negative, because children who are very talented are often very destructive, and sometimes you have to kind of guide that energy and that talent. It was after I came home from work one day, and I caught him in the backyard with a screen that had fallen off the door, and he had it propped against the wall, and he was throwing knives at it, and he was just shredding it, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I was just doing something. So from that point, we kind of started with the art, with the writing and the journaling, and he's a very accomplished artist as well.
He's great, but it also has its downside. Sometimes you'll have to, read terrible things about your children, or rumors or things like that. I know there was a rumor that he was gay, and there's something about him suing Beyonce. What is it like for you as a mom to have to hear those types of rumors? Do you sometimes want to respond, or do you just let it go?
Sometimes I do want to respond, but then I have to really stop and think about there's two sides to every story. For as many Neo fans as there are there's just as many Neo haters. And other than that, it doesn't really bother me.
Okay.
Kind of gotten used to it at this point.
But just to clear up the rumor, is he gay? Is he not gay? Can we clear that up?
Well,